Hello, I'm Patricio Ledesma, Director of Clinical Operations at Sopramed. Today, I'd like to answer a question we hear very often. How much does it cost to run a clinical trial? The short answer is it depends. There is no single price for a clinical trial because every study is different. However, industry analyses provide average cost estimates that help us understand the scale of the investment required. On average, a phase 1 clinical trial costs around 4 million US dollars, a phase 2 trial around 13 million, and a phase 3 trial typically exceeds 20 million US dollars, with many studies costing several tens of millions of dollars. But why are clinical trials so expensive? First, clinical trials require highly specialized teams. We are talking about physicians, study coordinators, clinical research associates, data managers, statisticians, regulatory specialists, and pharmacovigilance experts, all working together to ensure patient safety and data quality. Another major factor is the number of patients involved. The more participants a study includes, the higher the overall cost. That's why phase 3 trials are usually the most expensive, often enrolling hundreds of even thousands of patients across multiple hospitals and countries. The complexity of the protocol also has a significant impact. A study that requires frequent visits, laboratory tests, MRI scans, genetic analysis, or specialized procedures will naturally cost more than a simpler trial. Patient recruitment is another key cost driver. Some diseases are rare, and finding eligible participants can be challenging. Sponsors often need to invest substantial time and resources to identify, enroll, and retain patients throughout the study. In addition, there are costs associated with regulatory submissions, data management, technology platforms, site monitoring, and ongoing safety surveillance to ensure compliance with international regulations and good clinical practice standards. So, to summarize, while we often speak about average costs of approximately 4 million for phase 1, 13 million for phase 2, and more than 20 million for phase 3, the final budget depends on several factors, including the number of patients, participating countries, study complexity, trial duration, and regulatory requirements.